best in music. That's why the world loves them so much. Big up, 10 Star and Empress Mambo.
Let's up King Lorenzo right now representing for SPRB Radio Podcast, 10 Star General, Sharon Mango. You don't know, live and direct. See? Keep it locked. Upliftment, positivity. Boom! Roots reggae man. SPRB champion. Lock it.
Rapidos! Yeah, man, we lyrics, the plain clothes warrior. And remember, I am fully endorsing SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. And the best podcast out there, you know. The best podcast never come last. Just check them out. SPRB Radio Podcast with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango. I'm representing just for SPRB Radio. The best podcast never come last. And we lyrics I said that. 10 Star! Yeah, man, them for know that.
It's again Kerry Lopez. Alright, about now, I just want to say big respect to the SPRB crew. Yes, 10 Star General and Miss Sharon Mango. I, Kerry Lopez, I say big respect.
10 Star General and Sharon Mango, bringing us live conversation shows. SPRB Radio Podcast, raising awareness so we can know. We want to know.
All I can say is slide welcome to the SPRB Radio family. Can you have
through word, power and song. We want to know things in our community. SPRB Radio Show.
Hey, Jerry Harris, you're in tune to Up Close and Personal with 10 Star General and Sharon Mango, so don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, 10 Star General. We are back here on a Saturday being, what's today's date, Sharon?
Saturday the 23rd, is it?
23rd.
Already?
That's right, 23rd.
23rd.
Okay. So I'm going to let you begin this conversation. Witnessing some slight technical issues, so I want to resolve that. So while you get down to business, I'm going to listen to what you're saying, but I'm also going to prompt as well. Okay?
Oh, gee, thanks so much. Really,
Okay.
really.
So you do your thing. Let me know when to bring him up.
All right, so greetings, blessings, welcome to everyone. Today in our studios, we have the mighty, I'm going to call him the mighty Morfius. It just seems to, I don't know, for me, mighty Morfius works. Producer, engineer, out of London, of course, but I'm not going to say where because he's going to tell us all that story. So without further ado.
Not going to leave CEO. He's a CEO.
Well, that's what I'm trying to say, but we're going to let him talk. Get back. So the mighty Morpheus, CEO, producer, engineer, is up close and personal with us today. And the thing about it is, why we were so happy to do this is because we feel like I feel like the people in the back that play the back, I'm going to say the producers, engineers that play the back don't get their recognition because whichever artist that they are working with and the magic that this artist may come up with, and you're like, wow, it's not just the music, it's not just the lyrics, it's the whole creation of it. And the mighty Morpheus is going to tell us today how he creates, who he is, and what he does. So, welcome to Up Close and Personal. Morpheus, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Very nice. And of course, I want to big up JJ Born to Sing. You have made some magic with the legend. He's an amazing artist, amazing artist. And he speaks so highly of you.
Likewise,
And
yeah, like you said, he's an amazing artist.
he's just an
Great guy to work
amazing
with.
individual. And wow. But anyway, let's get into who Morpheus is. So, Morpheus, where are you from? Born, reared? How did this all begin for you?
I suppose start at the beginning. I was born in Hackney,
Okay.
and I've lived in East London pretty much all my life.
Mm-hmm.
The music journey started very, very late for me. What I'd consider late. I was probably about 25, 26 before I really started to, venture out on my musical journey.
But
It's
what were
something
you doing but what were you doing before that though? Like, okay, that
I was just a regular 9 to 5 guy. I think I was working in a print shop for many years. I've worked all kind of jobs, like mainly retail jobs, jewelry, watches, printing, all sorts I've done, but nothing really satisfied me. I always felt this longing to do something for myself, but I just never saw a way how to do it. So I just continued working.
so, okay, but let's dial back a little bit. So in school,
Yeah.
what was your inspiration in school? Like what
Um,
did you aspire to be at that time in school?
I don't know if I really had any real like aspirations to be anything in particular. I was a bit lost. I didn't really know. I guess maybe a bit of a follow. I'd follow my friends, whatever they were doing, wherever they went to college and studied. I'll go and do that. That's kind of where I was. So, like I said, it didn't really hit me until I was in my late 20s that I really realized, okay, this is what I want to do. I had an interest in music, but it was never really an outlet, apart from like maybe musical instruments at home, playing along to mum and dad's music on a Sunday. That's as
Mm,
far as it went.
mm-hmm,
Other than
mm-hmm.
that, it was just, just enjoy being young, go to school, do your thing, and you'll figure it out as you go along. But yeah, I didn't really have a goal as such when I was younger. It's not like, okay, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a musician or involved in music. I had no idea. I actually had no idea at all.
So in school, did you play any musical instruments, anything like that?
Nope. I wasn't into sports. I didn't play any musical instruments.
Wow.
Like I said, at home, maybe I'd like, tinker around on the keyboard, but it's not something I would carry on beyond home.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
it's just something I did at home. Like any kid, like would play with his cars or his Lego. Play with my keyboard was my thing. But yeah, it never really left home.
Geez. So what was the spark that said, I think I'm going to try this music thing, I think I'm just going to, let me see, like what set that off for you? Because for somebody who, that wasn't a thought, right? That wasn't a thought. Because you are now going to be a testimony for a lot of people who like, oh, I don't know how to do that, and then learn to do something. But at 26 now, you're like, why? Let me try this thing. Let me just try it. Like what set that off for you?
I think maybe it's just because the way technology was moving at the time, it kind of aligned with that time where I was looking for something of my own to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the way technology had evolved, it was more accessible, like where you could, do your own music from home on your own computer, a microphone, a sound card, and you could actually make your own music. So that really spurred me to start. So I figured out how to build a computer. Somebody gave me a disc with some software on it, and I spent the 6 months going down a rabbit hole and just trying to figure out what I was doing. And I got to grips with the basics, but I still felt like I needed to learn a little bit more.
Right.
So I'd enrolled at a local college to learn music production a little bit more. I did that for about 6 months and realized I actually know more than I thought I knew.
But that was smart though.
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out how at 26 you say I'm going to do this, but that makes sense. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it was a lot. I mean, being 26 and then all the other students in there are like 18, 19.
18, 19.
Yeah, it was a bold step, but I really wanted, like, the need to learn was more important than, okay, I'm a lot older than these young people here. But through that, I'd picked up one or two things that I didn't know. But more importantly, I think I'd met other like-minded people who were into music. like mainly other artists, whether they were rappers or singers or other producers. So it was like a little community for a little while. So that gave me the confidence to kind of pursue it a little bit more. I think they'd realised more than I realised that, okay, he's actually quite good at this. There's something here.
So at that time, were you okay? You're learning, but you knew how to put something together. Is that what
Yeah.
you're saying?
Yeah,
And
very, very basic, but I kind of knew what I was doing, yeah.
okay,
As
'cause
far
it
as like the
makes sense.
technology is concerned and recording or constructing a rhythm, that kind of stuff. Yeah, I knew the basics.
And was this the platform? Was what? Pro Tools, Logic? What was it?
For me, it was Cubase.
Oh, Cubase. Okay.
Yeah, it was
At the
Cubase.
time,
Yeah,
Cubase was very
it
popular.
still is for me. It still is for me. But yeah, that
Oh,
was
okay.
that was the platform I learned on. It's what I stuck with. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Wow.
That's right. That's my motto, by the way. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, because yeah, I know Cubase. I know it quite
Yeah.
well. Oh, very nice. That's good to hear. Okay.
So yeah, that was the start of it all. Yeah.
When did you know it was like okay, let me rephrase. Okay. So who or what style of music was your first accomplishment? Like one of your first artists that you worked with?
It was one of the rappers that I'd met at the college. So we were doing like hip hop, and I think at the time we had sampled an old classical piece of music, Vivaldi Four Seasons, I think it was.
Oh,
He turned that
okay.
into a hip hop thing, and he wrote his rap, and he recorded it and everything. It was absolutely amazing. It was the first time I'd actually recorded anyone, because up until then, you know, I was just making music, but there was no lyrics, there was no artist. I'm not an artist, I don't write lyrics. So it was just music up until that point.
Okay.
But yeah, that was my first experience of actually completing a song.
And how did that song do though? Was this for commercial purposes? Was it just like you were just trying it out?
It was nowhere near that point at that time. It was just really amongst us. As like I said, I was still at the college at the time. So it was just more for our own personal enjoyment, really. We didn't have no clue. We weren't thinking about, releasing songs or, you know, getting them out to the public. We were just happy that we could actually make a product. At that point, nobody was thinking about releasing music or anything like that. My mind hadn't even gone that far. I just knew this was something I wanted to do.
And so you decided to throw your whole self into this, like, I'm gonna, because it's work. It does take work.
Yeah.
It's not an easy thing all the time, because sometimes, well, I don't know for you, I've worked with a lot of, producers, and for some, it doesn't turn off. I don't know if that's like that for you. It doesn't. Things are always coming to you where you have to go like, oh, wait, you know what I mean? Let me get this in there. Is it like that for you, or
once the switch was turned on, it never turned off.
Right.
It never turned off.
Right.
I stopped listening to music. Like, I was just a fan of music. I just like listening to music. But since starting music, I can't listen to music like the same without analyzing it or it inspiring me to go and make something.
Isn't that something? It's amazing.
I thought I was the only person who did
No,
that.
I thought I was the only person. I thought so too, but you hone into everything, every instrument. Wow, it's amazing. You cannot listen to it the same.
I mean, over the years, I've realized I'm not like a music fan. Like, okay, that artist, that year, that album, that style of music. I've realized my brain's more interested in the technical side. I want to break it down and understand how it was put together.
Right.
I used to do stuff like that as a kid. Break everything in the house, just breaking it apart to understand how it works and then try and put it back together. So I guess it's the same for music for me.
Yeah.
I enjoy that part of it. So that's what's led me to do the job that I do now.
Wow, the mighty Morfius. You have done some amazing. I'm sorry, we might have to change that, Mighty Morpheus works for me. You are amazing. I feel like the music I've heard that you've, what JJ have done and what others have done as well, but mostly JJ, we love JJ Born to Sing.
That's the man.
Master JJ Born to, that's the man, the myth, the legend, JJ Born to Sing. He turns things into gold.
He really does. He's taught me a lot. Just by working with him, he's helped me grow as a producer and as an engineer. Working with singers is very different to working with rappers, especially with someone like JJ, where, JJ hears harmonies like instantly. It's a gift. I don't think he even realizes how special that gift is. Yeah. Like I've worked with a lot of singers, and it takes time for them to work out harmonies, much less 3 harmonies, even 1 harmony. It takes them a lot to work it out, but he hears them instantly. So even just for the process, the recording process is very, very quick with JJ. Even though some of the sessions could be very complex, he makes it feel effortless. And that is a special gift he has.
I mean, that makes what you do worth all the money in the world.
It makes my job a lot easier.
Yeah, of course, a lot easier, because there are some who it takes a while. But I'm assuming you're kind of like that with the majority of people that you work with, that they find you very easy to work with.
Most, I can't say everyone, but yeah, most people. Most people. It's important. Like, the studio, it's a sacred place. So, the vibes have got to be right, because it's not going to show in the music.
Is there a particular genre that you favor more than the other, or you just love music?
I'm gonna probably. I do love all the music that I do, and it is very varied. But I suppose it's the reggae music mainly. I suppose the years I've done with JJ, and, like even starting when I first opened my studio, there was a lot of Rasta man coming through and getting me to remake all the old rhythms, the old studio run stuff and stuff like that. So that is really where I suppose I've really learnt my craft, is with the reggae artists.
Okay.
So ultimately, I suppose if I have to pick one, it's going to be the reggae.
Yeah, I had to know, because I kind of feel it in what you do. I've listened to the different ones, even the rap.
Yeah.
I've listened to the different ones that you've done.
Yeah.
And while you work well, or how to make them sound good, make them look good, you can do that. But with the reggae, it's like a different feel. Like you can feel your soul, like your heart and your soul in it. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. So
yeah. Especially, like I said, with working with someone like JJ, where like the connection we have over the years, like we almost know what each other's are thinking at the same time. Like I said, I feel like it translates into the music as well.
And how did you meet him? How did you meet JJ?
I think JJ came for a session as a feature for someone. I'm gonna say around about 2007, 2008, maybe.
Oh, so
he came as a feature. He came to do a feature, I think, for someone, and I guess he really liked the vibe in the studio, and he'd come back and just started working, and he's never left. Part of the furniture. JJ would come in and just sit down and watch and just observe other
part of the furniture. I like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we just really connect. I don't connect with everyone. I pretty much keep myself to myself. So if I connect with someone, then okay, I must really connect with them. Otherwise, I'll just keep myself to myself. So yeah, and when I see that, I recognize it, and just pursue it. The relationship's good. The results are good. So pursue it. Well, yeah, I've just been working ever since.
That's amazing. 10 star.
Yeah. You've covered so much ground in like a short space of time. Is like I'm watching a movie playing out before me. Yeah,
I know, but you know what it is? It's there's something about you, Mighty Morpheus, and I'm sorry that is your name for me.
I'm happy to take that.
Morpheus, you're a young man, but there is something about him that moves different. While we could cover so much,
Yeah.
but still go back, there is
Yeah.
something special about you.
I'm an
Yeah.
old man. I'm not young. I'm an old man. I've been here a long time. I'm going to be 50. I'll be 50 next month.
Like I said, you're a young man.
I actually thought you were younger than that.
Everyone does.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say you look
Oh,
younger than that.
Okay. Good genes, man. That's what they call
Ah,
good
good
genes.
Partly,
genes,
I
man.
suppose. I just try and keep myself away from stress and palaver,
And
and try
that's
and
the
keep my
key.
brain clear and empty as much as possible.
Right.
Good
I
genes.
tell you what, of a producer and an engineer, who does the work that you do, a lot goes into it. I always say that, people who do the engineering part of things, it's like, I don't know, it's like a fine art, it's like, in order to balance all those things, to have the good ear, because I've worked with quite a few engineers, and whatever I'm hearing, they're hearing something totally different.
Right.
And I can hear maybe a confliction or a clashing of instruments or whatever it is, could be a voice or whatever, and we can't figure it out. We literally have to step away from it for about a good hour, and then we go back to it and go, that's what it is.
And it stands out straight away.
Exactly. Do you go through that kind of process yourself?
All the time. I think it's just a part of our physiology, our makeup, how our ears work.
Right.
Our ears have a way of constantly compensating to make things okay, even when you're not. So hence why, like, if you're working on a song for 8 hours, you're not going to hear it the same, because your ears have now adapted in different ways and compensating in all different ways. So yeah, fresh ears is always a good thing.
Yeah. So I've always, anytime we go into a studio, because I've worked with an engineer, I don't know if you've heard of him, Linda Lewis. Anytime we do works, we have to literally step away from it for a couple of, because studio vibes, you start talking about a whole heap of things, and then time passes. It's like, what? Is it 5 o'clock already?
Yeah. I always say, like, I always tend to, like, if I've recorded something and I've got to mix it, I'm definitely not mixing it that day. Probably not going to mix it the next day. It's going to be maybe a few days to a week later when I've got a fresh perspective on it again.
How do you deal with the business side of things, especially where the creative process is concerned? How do you deal with that and the artist? Because, a lot of the time we hear, with quite a few studios that, one thing or the other happened. And, I got to realize that maybe the issue is maybe some people are not really dealing with the business side of things the way it should be done. How do you deal with that process?
I don't. I think I've just been fortunate.
Right.
Like, for many years, it wasn't even a business. Like I said, I probably set up shop where I started working with artists on a more regular basis was probably about 2001. And I worked for free, just learning. Like I said, from the college days, I realized, okay, locate artists, work with them, and build your skills. And I did that for about 5 years for free before I realized you need to make some money. This thing is not going to survive. Like I said, I'd left the full-time work. I was doing like freelance graphic design work. So that was really supporting me while I was learning. But as time went on, the music was consuming more of my time and I was doing less design work. So I'd got to a point where, okay, I need a space where I can actually work with people, because having them in my spare room, there's too many people now in and out.
Yeah.
So I found a flat with a lovely huge basement, and spent a bit of time and money converting it and doing it all up. And I just started my studio at £10 an hour. And everyone left. So as soon as I put a price on it, everyone left. Pretty much. It was
Ain't that the case all the time?
But I persevered, and new people came, and it was always based off of word of mouth. Because these times, again, there's internet like MySpace, but there's no YouTube, there's no social media.
Right.
But there's no way of really connecting with people who aren't in your area or in your circle. So it was always word of mouth. So I just felt if I do a good job, the word's going to spread, and it did very quickly. Probably a
Right.
bit too quick for me. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead. I'm like,
Okay.
no, go ahead.
But yeah, it just spread very quickly, and I just ran with it, and I did that for probably about another 2-3 years, and then I finally moved to a bigger studio outside of my house and said, okay, right, now we need to kind of make it a business, and that's when I came up with the MFU Media, registered my business, started doing tax returns and all this stuff. You know, my sister's very, very good with numbers.
Right.
So she kind of helped me, you know, set up some basic forms for myself to keep track of work coming in and out to make it a bit easier for me when I come to do my tax returns.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is no, I don't think there's a real model for me. I set an hourly rate and open the doors.
Right.
And that was it, pretty much. Maybe to my detriment in the long run, but it worked for me.
Talk to me about Champion. How did that process come about when JJ brought that to you?
Wow. Wow. I guess I don't think it's maybe just maybe off the back of everything that happened, maybe off of lockdown and the effect it was still having on people years down the line.
Right.
Maybe what contributed to it. But with or without lockdown, you know, we will go through stuff at some point in our life, you know, which the song, you know, covers and talks about. But I guess maybe for me more so than him, I related to more I suppose the effect since lockdown. It had a massive effect on me. Maybe not at first, but towards the end of lockdown, it's like everything just got stripped from me. So I suppose I was relating to that side of it.
When you say stripped from you, you're talking about the studio business.
Yeah, studio, not just studio business, like marriage breakdowns, studio business, almost being homeless, you know, like having to start again from scratch, literally.
Right.
So,
how did you deal with that, you know, during that period?
Music's always been my savior.
Right. So it was your where you could maybe, you know, escape.
Yeah.
Right.
It's definitely been that for me.
Right.
Like,
do you find that the more you're working is the more you can just get away from thinking about the things that you're going through? It's like an escape, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was always like an escape. Once you start, whether you're just creating music, you're recording, you're writing, whatever it is that you're doing, the rest of the world switches off. Or for me anyway.
Right.
And I guess I'd got used to that, and that became my world.
So what was the conversation you and JJ had, you know, when he presented that to you and going through all the things you were going through at the time? What kind of effect did that have on you?
I think more than anything, it was like a healing.
Healing.
Thing. Yeah.
Right.
Release.
Right.
Because now you've got an outlet. Now he's written this song.
Right.
It's very much like a release.
Right.
Like a lot of his whole new album was like a release. That's why I suppose it's a very special project both to him and myself.
Right.
Because there's a lot of things and the subjects he was covering that related to both of us. I don't know if he did it intentionally or not, but as much as it related to him, I felt like he was writing sometimes from my perspective.
Right.
Which was amazing. So it just helped me to connect to the project a lot easier.
Now, I want to just, for anybody who may not have seen that video and or heard the actual song itself, I just want to play a couple of bars of Champion, just so that you can get a good idea of what we're talking about. This is Champion by JJ Border Singh, produced by Morfius.
The mighty Morpheus.
I'm a champion. champion. I'm a champion. Look in my eyes, and you will see who I am, the real me. Look again, much deeper, please, 'cause there's a light that sometimes sleeps. Look at my heart, look at my arms, look at my scars, look at my smile, look deep inside, look at my life.
Go check it out, people. You need to go check it out. It's called Champion by JJ Born to Sing, produced by Morfius. And that's a brilliant, brilliant song. Now, also as an engineer producer, you've got to understand the artist that you're working with, right? So I would imagine that you have to understand the length and breadth of who you're working with. And because, you know, some people are pigeonholed themselves into their straight dancehall, or whether it's a roots or lovers rock or whatever it is.
Right.
When JJ brings Champion to you at this point in his career, I'm assuming you pretty much knew that he could tackle any kind of rhythm.
Oh, most definitely. Like from the very early days of working with JJ, I realized he can do it all. There's nothing he can't do. So
Right.
yeah, it wasn't a surprise for him to bring something like this to me.
Right.
Like I said, we've experimented with so many styles and flavors, and realized he can do it all. Not that he has to do it all, but he has a choice. Whereas not many people, like you said, a lot of people are pigeonholed whether they've done it by themselves or the audience has put them there, and that's where they choose to be. He's never allowed himself to be pigeonholed.
Right. So would it be safe to call you a wizard?
I guess so.
A
musical wizard.
He's just, I'm telling you.
Because how do you come across a beat like that now? You know, what goes through your mind as a producer stroke engineer?
I guess it usually comes down to the conversations we've had before even touching one key or pressing a button or anything. It's the conversation of kind of like what we're talking about or where he wants to go with it. It's gonna, at some point in the conversation, it's gonna start to evoke an emotion for me in some shape or form.
Right.
And then that's maybe when I'll start to see where to go.
So do you play with different sounds as well?
Do I play?
Yeah, I mean, when you're trying to create a beat, do you experiment with different unusual sounds and that kind of stuff?
I think, with that song, I think I remember just hunting for the right key that's gonna fit the mood of what I was feeling once I sat down to make it. That was probably the first thing I thought of.
Right.
And then everything from there, there's going to be experimentation to see. I'd had the chords,
right,
and then it was just about finding stuff that works with that and going for all different sounds or melodies that when something feels right. And I probably tend to bring a lot of stuff in and then take away to leave. Okay, what we have there. There was probably a lot more other stuff going on, but it was just deciding, fine tuning and deciding, what's going to stay, what's going to go, until we end up with that rhythm there.
During the process, before I hand it back to Sharon, I remember on the show, I think JJ was speaking about during the making of Champion, another concept came into his head, and that concept was, well, all right.
Uh-huh.
I was talking about like like a reconfiguration of so many things, reconfigure, going back to basics,
Yeah.
going back to living, going back to whatever. And you guys came up with, well, all right. Well, he came up with the concept.
He
Well,
came
all
up with.
right. Yes,
I wasn't so sure at first. I have
right,
to be honest. I wasn't so sure at first, but
I think
yeah,
he
where
did
it
say
ended
that.
up.
He did say that he wasn't. Yeah, he did say that. Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah.
yeah,
I'll be like that a lot of the time. I'll be like, oh, I'm not sure, bro. I don't know. I might need a little convincing sometimes, because
right,
sometimes the artist has the vision. They've had time to think about it and stew on it, and then they drop it on me, and I might be, oh, I don't know. I need a little bit more
right,
convincing. But as we
right.
go through the process, it's a lot of trust
Mm,
to be put in place. Like, I have to be able to trust their idea, and then they, I suppose, have to in turn trust me to bring that idea to life.
right.
And there's a lot of
Well, I
trust
tell
and
you what,
faith involved.
I want to play just a few bars of that song. Well, all right.
Oh, brilliant.
Now, funny enough, I did this video last second, like literally like maybe 15 minutes before I came online and saw you there, or So here's what I want to do, and oops, bear with me a second. I've got gremlins out, so I'm tackling as I go along. All right, here we go. So here's one of them. Let's play the long one.
People, this is JJ Bontus, and I come to let you know that I fully endorse the SPRB radio podcast with King, 10-star General, and the Queen, Sharon Mango.
Well, alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Sometimes you don't, and that is just fine. But that little light, you better make that shine. Put down your troubles and follow me.
Listen, Morpheus,
Wait,
the beat
who did
wicked.
that? That was
The
so
beat
funny.
wicked. Listen, I said to myself, Merford, I have to try and find a dance move that's gonna fit this.
Oh my gosh, that was too funny.
Let me play. Let me just play it again. Well,
One big family. Look where we come from. Man, give thanks for life. Every little thing is gonna be alright.
Bless the Lord, my people. This is JJ Bontus, and I come to let you know that I fully endorse the SPRB radio
Oh,
podcast with
man.
King, 10-star General, and the Queen, Sharon Mango.
Well, alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Sometimes you don't, and that is just fine. But that little light, you better make that shine. Put down your troubles and follow me. Let's come together as one big family. Look where we come from and give thanks to life. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Tell me neighbor, let's tell everybody. Tell them in the town and in the city. Tell me here, coulda curly, coulda picky. The ladies, there's no need for no pretty. The dance and two-step, you no need no money. It coulda rain or sunny. Come with love in your heart, cause I guess how we all start dance around until we all love. Hey, well, alright. Every little thing is gonna be alright. Sometimes you don't, and that is just fine. But that little light, you better make that shine. Put down your troubles and follow me. Let's come together as one big family. Look where we come from and give thanks to life.
anyway, it's gonna be released tomorrow, right?
Yes, that's right.
That's his release date for tomorrow. It's going to be released on all digital downloads, downloading stores, so you can check out Well Alright. Absolutely love it. And the beauty of that song, it brings about a nice, good feel. Because when I
That's
listen
exactly it. It's the feel-good
man.
factor. Like, it just makes you smile as soon as I hear it. It's happening to me. I'm just
Original
smiling.
headbang business,
Oh, yes, that was too
Sorry,
funny.
go ahead, Sharon.
Oh my gosh, that was too funny. Anyway,
She got some blues, that little girl, isn't it?
that's what I'm saying. That was that little Wednesday. She had that was Wednesday. Wasn't it? A little Wednesday, a little knobbly knees.
You remember the old Addams family?
But that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Wednesday. She's too
Was
funny.
that her name?
Her name's
Wednesday.
yeah.
It was Wednesday. Yeah. Yeah. So I want to go back to lockdown.
Yeah.
Lockdown was a make and break for everybody.
Yeah.
It was some soul searching. It was everything. Um,
Yeah.
I'm in the States. That's where I'm at. And how it was here, I know it was like that everywhere, but there was no words for that situation. So during that time, that was make or break for you, right? Like,
To be fair, I mean, like I'd say 3/4 of that whole time in lockdown was actually pretty good. Like I got
mhm,
to work from home. I was
mhm.
getting more production work than I'd got when I was in the studio.
Okay.
Um, then getting to spend more time with the family, like more time with my wife, being at home. It was actually really good at first.
Mhm.
But as we got towards the end and they kept closing and opening, we couldn't go into the studio. Then we could go into the studio. Then we weren't allowed into the studio. It was a lot of backwards and forwards and not knowing where we were going. And then I suppose as things were starting to get back to normal, I'd realised that during this whole time, a lot of people have had to figure out how to record themselves.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
so a lot of people had invested in, some basic equipment just because they have a need to release as well,
Of course.
like any other creative. So they'd figured out, they'd had plenty of time. I don't know how, I can't remember how long lockdown was, but I
Yeah.
hope it was a couple of years. So it was a lot of
Couple of
time for
years.
people to figure it out and have their release and get by that way. So there wasn't now so much of a need for me. So a lot of the clients I'd relied on to keep the business going weren't there no more.
Mhm.
And especially with some of the bigger names as well, I'd had issues there with one or two, my bigger clients. And yeah, it was just knockback after knockback, setback after setback. And I was starting to notice that business is just not the same anymore. But
Mhm.
I've still got to pay this studio rent.
Yes.
So yeah, it became a real struggle. And then the pressure ends up coming back on the family. Being self-employed is there's no guarantees. And
Mhm.
like I said, my business acumen isn't the greatest. There was no backup plan.
Mhm.
Like I'd have this formula, like the studio's here, you come and record, or you come and get your production.
Mhm.
There's the hourly rate, done. But it wasn't working no more. Not in that way, not the same. So yeah, it put a lot of pressure on me and at home on the family. And then yeah, that's when things started to unravel a little bit for me. So probably maybe about another year or two of trying to survive and trying to keep the studio alive. Moved to a smaller studio, try and get some new younger clients in. Did that for a while. I went and did some work in schools, like teaching young children, like production,
Okay.
with the local council. Done some youth centre work, recording and passing on the knowledge to the younger children. I've done all that, but as much as I enjoyed it, it wasn't what I was used to. It wasn't what I felt I'm here to do.
Right.
So yeah, I just plodded along for another year or two, and then I guess maybe just maybe last year or year before, I thought, right, okay, I need to find a way to get this up and running again. I mean, in the meantime, what I had figured, because nobody was really recording as much,
Yeah.
I'd made the decision to switch more to mixing. So okay, great, you guys have figured out. I'd even go around and help people set up their little setups at home,
Yeah.
so they can get a decent enough recording, and then just send me the files. Up until that point, I'd be like, no, if I haven't recorded it, I don't want to mix it, because I didn't feel confident enough to mix something I haven't recorded.
Right.
I haven't had input on that stage, which is to me the most important stage.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I gave in and said, right, you're gonna have to figure it out, and I did. And so yeah, I kind of transferred more to mixing for the last few years, where again, like I could rent a studio if I wanted to and go and work there for the day, or I could work from home, or I could take it to a cafe or in the park, put my headphones on and work like that. And I really enjoyed it. I was quite surprised. I really did enjoy it. But eventually, yeah, like, I would still record for what I'd call like the in-house lot, the family, like JJ. Happy to come to my house and we can record. We can still set up and record and get stuff done. I think I would say maybe a lot of the last project was just done in a bedroom, really.
Right.
There was no fancy studio. We still had my equipment, but there was no fancy studio. But it showed me that, okay, what matters is what's going in. It's his input, my experience, his experience. That's what's making the music. And that's when I realized, you know what, you don't need a fancy studio anymore. You just need a comfortable space that you can work in. So I spent another year looking for a space that I could live and work and make the two work together and start to open the doors again. And that's where I've been at the last year. It's been a journey. I'll probably say about 3 years it's taken me to get from that point of things starting to crash and then actually coming back and feeling like, okay, I'm in a good space again. Yeah, it's been a long journey. I nearly gave up a couple of times, but it's in me. It's all I know is music. And the studio. I'm a studio rat, so it's all I know. So I was willing to do anything like to find the way to make sure I can still continue this. And luckily, I think I have.
So the original plan for your studio was a recording studio rather than a record label.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've never been that big business minded or not that much of a risk taker to take on that much. As much as I'd love the idea of it,
right?
Like, I know what I can do and what I'm good at,
and
I'll stick to that. I'm happy to collaborate and work with other people. Like, it would be very easy for me to say, okay, well, let me make the music, let me write the lyrics, let me just sing the song,
right?
But you know, I won't be playing to my best strengths. So I
a
realized long time ago it's better for me. I'm not a real extrovert person. I like to be in the background. So it'd make more sense for me to find a strong vessel to carry the sound, like JJ and like many others that I do work with. You know, they kind of carry the music beyond the studio as well. As if it was just left to me,
right?
The music would just be for myself. Because ultimately, that's why I started it. I just started it as a way of having an outlet for myself, something like you said before, somewhere to escape to, whatever was going on. And it's always been my reasoning for doing it. I do it because I love it and it feeds me. So it's great to have a vessel that can carry the music out and do what it's supposed to do.
Right.
I think it was important for you to, I guess, tell your testimony and how lockdown affected you in the profession that you're in. It's really important for people to recognize that some way, shape, or form you are affected, and if it doesn't just affect the studio, it's home life. Those are the real things.
Everything
Transitioning in your life. However, you found your way out. Some people did not. And I always think it important to express that because mental health is a real thing.
Yes.
Just like when he's doing the champion thing, whether it's mental, physical, spiritual, you're affected.
Yeah.
And a lot of people up until recently, they're not finding their way out.
Yeah. And it's still hitting more people.
Yes.
You know, it's like a list, it's like a tier system.
Yes.
Like the most vulnerable are going to be hit first. And maybe I don't know, the more strong-minded, or you might be more wealthier than other people, you might be hit last, but it's like, it feels like it hasn't finished yet. It's still hitting people.
It's still hitting. And I think that's the scary part. And 100% why we do what we do. But it was important for me to come back to you on that because you found your way out.
Yeah.
And doing what you're doing musically, you will help other people with their outlet to find their way out, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So what you're doing is bigger than you think.
I recognize that. I think if it wasn't for having people like JJ around. There's a couple other guys, like distinctly I remember another artist I work with, Snowman. Without
Okay.
these kind of people around me, like, and us keep continuing to make music,
Yeah.
it would have left the hole for something else to creep in.
Right.
Probably take me down a path somewhere else where I don't want to be.
Mhm.
So I'm always grateful for what they've done for me. As well as
Positive-minded
what I've done for them.
individuals.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It's
Mhm.
more, it was more than music, whether
Yeah.
we realize it at the time or not.
Yeah.
It got me through a very crazy time
Yeah.
after the lockdown. Lockdown was bad enough, but just surviving in the aftermath of lockdown and having to feel like, do I find something else or do I try and pursue the music? Because like I said, at the same time, I've had a marriage break. I've got 2 kids
Mhm.
that, you know, I have to see in a different light. I've got to see them on weekends, and I'm not coming home to them. I'm not putting them to bed and bathing and reading their bedtime story. It's a different life now
Yeah.
that I wasn't ready for. I had to adapt and learn to, as well as, like I said, the musical side.
Mhm.
So it was a real crazy time. But,
Right.
you know, ultimately, like I said, with the support of your people around you and positive thinking, I guess, you get through it. I had to be patient. I think the man upstairs was teaching me a lesson to be patient. I'm very impatient.
Yeah.
Like
Ah,
if I'm on something, I want to do it now. If I need to be somewhere, I want to be there now. But it's
Yeah.
like he said to me, you need to sit down and wait and
Yeah.
think about where you're at. Think about you. Like I'd
Yeah.
forgotten who Daniel. My name is Daniel. My real name is Daniel, and I'd
Right.
almost forgotten who Daniel was. I'd been Morfius for so long,
Right.
I'd forgotten who Daniel was. And it's time sitting down and spending more time with my kids because I'm not there with them on a normal, like in a normal household. All these things allowed me to think more about who I am and what I want.
Mm.
It's not just about Morpheus. I'd hidden behind Morpheus for many years
Right.
because Morpheus pays the bills, you know?
yeah, you
So
played the back.
it didn't really matter who Daniel was at that time.
Mhm.
But
Right.
having to sit down for a couple of years where I'm just living, I'm renting a little single room in a house, got all my equipment packed into one little room. My kids have to come over and stay over in this little room. It almost felt embarrassed because it was a life away from what I wasn't used to. I've come from a family home, wife, 2 kids, everything's going nice, you know, and then now you're in this different world.
Mhm.
So yeah, it took me a while, but once I accepted that, I've just got to be patient and do my time. Whatever lesson I'm here to learn, I've just got to go through it. When the time is right, things will change. But I've just got to stay focused on rebuilding me
Mm.
and then maybe rebuilding the business and seeing and
And the most important thing you mentioned there is once you accepted,
That
yeah,
you
part.
know, it's very,
yeah,
very important,
yeah.
you know,
Well,
for
if
many
I
to
keep fighting it,
understand.
I'm going to be stuck here for a lot longer.
Precisely.
So
Precisely.
have faith in the direction and go with it.
Yeah.
I've stopped fighting it, and then things seem to just start to fall into place.
Right.
Like I said, I can't just take all the credit. Like I said, I think a lot of it is because of the support I've had from, you know, my long-term regulars who still, they could
Yeah.
have chosen to say, you know what, you haven't got the studio anymore. I don't really want
Right.
to just come and record in your room.
Yeah.
But they chose to stick and support me and
Yeah.
stick by me, and they're still here today.
Well, one of the great things that I see from your productions,
Yeah.
you know, I listen to the mixing and the mastering, and every time I hear your mixing and mastering, it's impeccable. You know,
Thank you.
I can hear everything I need to hear. I can enjoy it. You know, I'm not there picking and saying, "Oh my God, this mixing is terrible," or "The mastering is terrible," because you know you can have a good mix, but when they master it, they can totally destroy your
Brilliant.
works. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
so you know you have a consistency about you. You know that I can understand why people come back to you because they know what they're getting. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
from you, which is also important for you, I would imagine.
It's always been a strong ethic of mine. Like, do a good job and people will come back.
Right? Are you
Like,
are you a perfectionist?
I am. Like, a mix might take me
So
if I'm doing.
so you nip and tuck.
constantly. I struggle to know when to cut off because I'll say I'll finish a full mix in maybe 6 hours or so,
Right.
but then I'll spend another 2 hours with it on loop,
Oh,
studying it.
dear.
Or I don't know what I'm listening for, but I'm looking for something. And then if I
Right.
can't find nothing, eventually I have to press stop, bounce it out, and send it off, and then hope and pray. Like, it doesn't matter how many times I've mixed a song or recorded a song.
Mm.
Every time I go to start, I always feel like, don't mess it up. Like, I feel like it's the first time I'm doing it.
Right.
So in a way, it
Right.
keeps me grounded to
Right.
make sure I never get too confident. Oh yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'll just
Right.
do that and fling it out and then done.
Are you ever
You know?
satisfied with your final works, even though you've chosen to, okay, this is it, I'm letting it out? When you let it out, are you within yourself like, I'm comfortable with this, I'm good?
Yeah, I have to be, as it would never go.
Mm.
I would never let it go unless I felt, okay,
Right.
right. I feel I've done the best I could do with what I've got here.
Because I know some
If I
people
do
have
any
that
more, I'm going to
struggle.
ruin it.
Right. Right.
I have to wait till I get to that point. That's why I say I may finish it in a certain time, but I'm spending that extra hour or two of my time just to make sure.
Right.
Like I said, I may leave it for a bit. It might be finished, but I'm not going to send it off yet. I'll wait a day and then come back and I'll listen to it again for another couple of hours.
Right.
And see. And then if nothing's making me feel away, then okay, I feel like, okay, right, that's it now, you're done. Do any more, you're going to ruin it.
Right.
And ultimately, it's on the artist. You may send that off and they may still come back with changes, but that's their right. They've got to still fulfill their vision. So it may be, okay, the vocal needs to come up a little bit more. That's fine. It's their song. So,
before I come back to Sharon, I want to ask you about the album No Rain, No Flowers. What was the creative process behind that? How did that project come to be?
I guess because we had done, with all the years that I've known JJ, we hadn't really necessarily done like a whole project. And then during lockdown, we had done This Is My Life. Because we both had the time. It was lockdown. We had a lot of time on our hands. The work wasn't flowing like it used to. So there was time for us to create. And the first person I could think of, if I'm going to sit and create, then it's going to be someone like JJ.
Right.
Well, I know if we've got this time now, we might not get this time again to delve this deep into music. And we created an amazing album. So I guess off the back of that one, it was due to say, right, we're due to do another one again.
Right.
But as far as direction, it's all coming from JJ. It was him that decided, okay, this is kind of where I want to go with it.
Right.
And then it's just about me interpreting. Like again, I said, from each song we'd have it be a conversation, or he might send me some YouTube videos of some other beats and stuff to give me an idea of kind of where we want to go with the next song. And we'll just do another one. Before you know it, there's an album there.
So working with JJ is like a breeze.
Compared to most artists, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I feel like it's my early days and we're just having fun. We're not looking at albums, or we're just making good music. We're not really thinking about the business side, or we're not looking to do. We just want to make good music and have fun with it. And then when we do finally finish and realize, okay, that's it, we realize, I've got an album there. And I go back and look back and I listen to some of the pieces and I think, I don't know how I created it. If you asked me to do it again, it might not happen.
Right.
It's unlikely to happen. Somebody will ask me, can you make me something like that one that you made for JJ or something? And it just doesn't happen. It's all about all the culmination of the conversations, the relationship, the whatever's going on in our lives at that time. All that's going into those pieces of music. So unless I recreate all those moments again, it's unlikely that you're going to get that again. But it's very specific to, like I said, the mood and the times and the conversations and the relationship that we have. It all comes out in the music.
Wow.
Sharon, take us to the finishing line.
Well, I actually don't want to finish because you know what?
I'm actually doing it.
I like him, man. Morpheus is speaking life. It's real talk. We thank you for your candor because
thank you for having me.
Yeah, we thank you for your candor because
Sharon, take your time to the finishing line.
no, I'm not. Listen, it's leading up to something. Don't listen to him. It's leading up to something. I'm just like, thank you for your candor because we don't. We're going to begin to really get into individuals like yourself because you play the back, right? And you
It
were
is needed.
comfortable playing the back.
Yeah.
And some real strong words you said. You said, my name is Daniel. Nobody knows who Daniel is.
Yeah.
Not even you.
I'd
You
even forgotten.
forgot who he was.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You forgot who he was until when things were going on, like, and you had to reconfigure.
Yeah.
You kind of find out, well, I was living my life under Morfius.
Yeah.
For home, family, everything. But who
Yeah.
am I?
Mm-hmm.
And that's when God was like, you sit down somewhere.
Yeah.
Sit down because I don't know. I don't think you understand who you are yet. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's an amazing thing.
Yeah.
But that was a part of your growth.
Yes,
potential.
it was needed. It was needed. And I could have chose not to listen to it and gone another direction, but I felt like I was forced to say, right, you have no choice but to sit down.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let you crash, but you're gonna have to sit down in this corner for a little while.
Yeah.
You still eat and breathe and do everything, but
It's a
yeah, you
very
have to stop
humbling
and think.
experience. We all fall short of that. Each and every one of us go through that, some sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think at that time for you, it was definitely time.
Yeah.
I always look at life, it's like lockdown was a reset.
Yeah.
As much as we didn't want it.
Yeah.
I've experienced things in my life, 10 stars. We've all experienced things in my life, but it was a literal reset.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Spot on.
However it happened, it was a reset. And then if you didn't embrace what was happening, you just were not going to make it.
Yeah.
You know, just in what you're saying right there, I can understand where JJ's mind was when he came with the concept of well-our rights, you know, and the reconstruction or, you know, of energies, you know,
Yes.
a recycling of going back to basics.
Yes.
Because I could hear it in the song itself. Let's have fun. We don't have
Yeah.
fun no more.
Right.
You know, everything nowadays is just chaos, chaos, chaos.
Yeah.
You know,
So many
when
distractions,
not we had a good old dancing tune.
Yeah. Just had good energy, good vibes. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, sorry, go ahead, Sharon.
Yeah, so
Oh, before you say anything else, let me just do this.
Like, share, subscribe.
Okay, that's what she
that's my
said.
little baby. Look at her. She's
So sweet.
isn't she? We're gonna have her do some more. She's around here somewhere. But yeah,
Go ahead, Sharon.
she's running around. But yeah, basically, it's taught us a lot. It's taught you a lot. You now can say that Daniel is a different person.
Yes, most definitely.
Daniel now can handle a situation different than how he would have.
Yes.
You had to learn patience, which is big. Especially what sign were you born under?
I'm a Virgo.
Yes.
Yes.
What month
Virgos.
is what month is Virgo?
September.
Mainly.
Oh, September. Okay.
Yes, Mr. Virgo, Mr. Daniel Virgo. So, yes, speaks volumes. Impatience, but
very picky and particular, which is
Very
good. It's good for the job.
it's good for the
It might
job.
not be so good in life, but
Right.
like I said, I keep myself to myself. I'm very picky or not who necessarily, but like what kind of energy I put myself around.
You have to.
Like I'm in the
And you have
studio at home, I'm with
Yeah.
my kids,
Yeah.
and I have maybe one friend outside of music that I can say, right, There's no music talk. I can just be Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
And I've known him for 30 years. Other than that, everyone else I know is music related.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I keep myself to myself.
It's
Keeps
good
my
to
head
have
clear.
that balance, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's a trip that literally is who you are. That's literally who you
Yeah.
are.
Yeah.
Virgo people, that's literally who you are. The patience. I think that when you all get older, I know this for a fact, and your kids is a big part of it. It changes you.
Yes. Yeah,
It changes you.
totally.
They help you to learn a different side of you didn't even know was there.
Before I had my kids, I didn't even question it. I just rolled along and just took each day as it came.
Right.
But yeah, having
And they
kids will
show
make
you
you
a
sit back and
different
reflect on your whole life.
total reflection.
Yeah.
Which is why you do what you do. You are music.
Yeah.
You are the spark.
Yes.
And the thing is, with who you are, there's so much. The potential is infinite. Number one, who you're going to hit. The next set of people coming into your circle, and you are the only one who will allow them to come in. It's going to be massive.
Yeah, it feels like a great weight has been lifted off. You know, having to rent a studio monthly, and especially the size of studio I had, it's like having another life. Like you're living two lives. I've got to have this studio life that costs me a fortune. Then I've got this home life that costs me a fortune.
Right.
It was tugging me. Whereas now I only have one property to worry about. My home and my work is now in one, and I can pick and choose the work and the jobs that I want to do, or who I want to work with, who I don't want to work with. You know, there's not that pressure to say, well, I've got to make sure studio rent is there. Forget my own personal bills. I've got to make sure studio rent is there, and that means I've got to take on whatever comes in. I used to have a website where people would go online and book. I don't know who they are or what they do until they get to the studio. You know, I've got to just work with it because bills need to be paid. And that kind of kills some of the passion sometimes. And I think maybe before lockdown kicked in, I was starting to feel that pressure. Like I'm not necessarily enjoying it as much anymore, you know, because I'm just doing stuff that's nothing to do with me. It could be one day, I'd have like Tamil Christian prayers that I'm recording, and then some other random stuff, which is cool. It pays the bills, but it doesn't necessarily motivate me to make exciting music or do projects like I've done with JJ. So like I said, maybe it happened for a reason at the right time. You just don't necessarily see it at the time.
It did.
Yeah.
I think when you realize that, and as time goes on, it's a settling experience mentally and spiritually. It just is. So everything's for a reason. You being on here is for a reason. I'm pretty sure you don't do too many interviews. You had to be on here.
I said to myself, just before I moved here, actually about a year ago, I said, you've done everything in your life. You've had, you know, over 20 years of studio. You've worked with amazing big artists. You've recorded some amazing big songs. You've had your own viral moment. You worked with, you know, you've had a big massive hits with American artists and stuff like this. I feel like I've done everything and more that I wanted to do, but still kind of so many people ask, who's Morfius? And I'm happy for the invisibility. I love it. I don't want to be the guy who's like walking down the street and everyone's calling your name. Like I said, I've worked with big artists who that happens to. They can't go nowhere without somebody wanting a picture or trying to grab onto them. I always said I don't want that. I've seen it with them and I don't want that. But at the same time, I want my flowers still. You know.
Thank you. Say that.
So I said to myself, well, if that's what you want, you have to be more visible. So yeah, I made a conscious decision to say, well, if something comes your way and you feel comfortable with it, go with it. Don't question it, just go with it. So yeah, I've done, like I said, one or two, but this has probably been my first official one from someone I didn't know. Just going in with someone I didn't know. And I also I started doing a few months ago now, we have like a talent show, Star Search, it's called Star Search UK.
Okay.
In Tower Bridge, where you can come down, artists can come down and perform, get feedback from judges, You know, we have it's a monthly thing. And we have
Right.
winners every month that will go through to a final in December, where there's amazing prizes to be won, and you also get production and recording and mixing and mastering from myself
Yeah.
as well. So that's really brought me out my shell, you know, and breaks up the day rather than just being in the studio all the time, and it's making me more visible. It's getting me networking with people,
Right.
which is something I would have never done like a couple of years ago. Even I would have thought, no, I don't have no need to do that. I'm all right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm constantly growing. I'm constantly growing and evolving.
Oh yeah. Well, that being said, it has been our complete honor for you to come on our platform.
Oh,
And I got to say this though, you will never do it another interview like this with anybody else. Let me tell you why, because we're different. The questions that we ask you, they are not scripted. We're just ourselves.
yeah.
And that brings about you. You were yourself today. And I hope and pray we made you feel comfortable
No, you
stepping
really
out
did.
of your
You really
shell.
did. The time's actually flown by. It's actually really, like I said, most days, I mean, asking me questions, usually they want to know about, like, it's usually like about Wiley. Like, I was Wiley's engineer for 12 years, and they want to know about that stuff or this artist or what that artist is like. It's never really about me, as
Right.
they say. Or
Right.
even, like I said, even touching on like the effects of working in a studio, like 12, 14 hours a day in a room, no windows, not even no proper airflow in there. It has an effect on your mental health. And a lot
Yeah.
of people don't see that side. What
Yes,
it
it
takes to
does.
actually do a job like this full time,
Yeah.
7 days a week. You know, when I look back, I don't know how I done it. If I have a full week now, I feel like I need a week's rest.
Mm-hmm.
But then I was just like on autopilot. I'll just keep going, not realizing the damage it was doing to me mentally.
Mhm.
And this is why, you know, while working again with Linda Lewis back in the past, we always took time out, even if it was, listen, let's go down the road and get some ackee and saltfish or some cow foot. Because back in the day, we used to love eat some cow foot, you know. But it was about taking time out from hearing all that vibration and then going back with a fresh pair of ears. And that's the only way we were able to get through each week, each session that we
It's
were doing.
very, very key. Like I now once or twice a week, well, of all places, I never thought I'd be a pub person. I don't think I even really am a pub person, but
Right.
it's totally different to my normal everyday surroundings.
Mhm.
And I can go with my friend, we can catch up and talk about the kids and talk about life. I can see all the flamboyant characters in there and hear their life stories.
Yeah.
And then I can switch off. I'll go for maybe an hour or two and then go back to work.
Right.
And it really just refreshes my brain. And then I feel like I'm ready to work again.
Yeah.
And it's something I didn't do before. I didn't think I needed. I thought, okay, if I just switch off the computer and just
Right.
put the Netflix on or something, then that's okay.
Right.
That's doing the job. It's not.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. I needed somewhere to escape, like a little mini holiday.
Yeah.
You know, once or twice a week, just to
Mhm.
escape the routine of studio, because it can become very monotonous. You can
Have a
start to lose
routine.
faith in your job because
Mm.
it's a difficult job to do. It's
Yeah.
not like you have to work at the result, whatever you're doing, whether you're recording or mixing. It's not a press that one button and you're going to get the result.
Yeah.
Each time it's a different button, it's a different setting, it's a different mood. You're
Right.
constantly having to adapt. Yeah, I needed that escape, somewhere to escape to. So
Yeah.
I'm always grateful for my friend for giving me that.
Well, like I say, you know, I listen to your works because I listen to a lot of your works. You even have some, I forget the name of the guys, but I think they're from America or it's either America or Europe. They sound Hispanic.
Yes, the Latin
Um,
guys, they're actually all from, most of them are from London. Again, it was something that was
okay.
started before lockdown, and then lockdown
Right.
really put a spanner in the works. So it got delayed for another 3 years. So in total, it was about 5 years to do that project.
Right.
But
Mm.
again, one of my close artists that I work with, Mike Kaji, he's of Colombian descent.
Okay.
And through him, he's made me aware of like there's a massive Latino community here, as a whole, much less just music. And
Right.
he spent time really finding really good artists from mainly from around London,
Yeah.
that were
That was
doing the Latin music, but to try and merge it with whatever styles, whatever music that were going on here
Right.
around us now. And yeah, again through lockdown, we spent time recording them and putting the whole thing together. I think it was 21 artists in total over 9
Wow.
songs.
wow.
So yeah, that was an amazing project. But again,
Right.
through having him as the vessel,
Right.
it allowed it to happen, because on my own it would have never
Right.
happened. I don't
Right.
speak Spanish, so they could have been saying anything, but he was
Right.
very particular, making sure that the content was
The
up to
content,
scratch.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
Yeah.
that was an amazing
Yeah.
experience there to do that. That was really nice.
Brilliant. Brilliant. And
That's
like I say,
wonderful.
your works is, even though the Spanish, I don't normally listen to that vibration, but I
Yeah.
actually found myself enjoying it.
Yeah.
You know,
Because the energy
and
is it's the vibe that's very
it's
important to
the
me.
vibe and the clarity as
Yeah.
well
Yeah.
of your works is absolutely stellar.
Yeah,
Thank you.
true.
And you definitely need your flowers. And I'm glad you've been able to come on our show and to share some of that experience.
Thank you.
The other thing I want you to know is that we're always going to try and bring you back at every available chance we have, be it a new single or a new album you got with
So
somebody or whatever. Let's make it
thank
happen,
you.
so
I'm
we can
more
bring
than
you
happy to. You've made me feel at home and comfortable. I feel like I've known you
back.
guys for ages.
Then we have
Yeah.
accomplished what we definitely
Yeah.
have accomplished. And I think
Yes.
I will have to say that it's just because, I didn't say it before, but my husband does basically what you do. But it's a respect.
Yeah.
It's the respect that I have for what you do. He's the same way. We'll probably play the back.
You
But
see the thing, Sharon, as you do know,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
You need these,
Yes,
the
we need
ears.
them.
Yes.
But then
And
I'm
sometimes
good. I'm good.
this is the most important thing, right? When your head is cluttered with so much stuff, if you're going through mental situations, it doesn't mean you're going crazy. But even for me, back in those days and so forth, and even now that I've got the big C and what have you, right? Even in silence, there's a lot of noise. I'm pretty sure Morpheus knows what I'm talking about.
Yes. Yeah.
And with that silence, there can be a whole load of noise. Even then, I didn't even want to hear music, and still in my head, I was hearing noise, you know? So until that noise clears from your mind, right? All of a sudden, it's like you can breathe for the first time in your life. It's like, thank God, But you need that space to be able to do that. However, you do that,
Yeah.
people have different methods.
Isn't
I
it?
just wanted to hear the sound of fresh air. That was enough for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we're fortunate that he literally built the studio in the basement of the house because moved into the house, saw spots. So when
Some of
lockdown happened, you couldn't go out, you couldn't do this and that. Listen, built the studios right there.
some of my best years were with music were in the house I lived where we had the studio in the basement,
Yeah,
because it was still fresh and new, and we was doing everything. We was recording, mixing, we was going outside taking pictures. I'd come back doing artwork, we're printing off the CD covers. The guys are going out and selling their music. That was it. I didn't leave my house for about a year. The most I would do is go to the shop to top up any supplies or whatever I might have needed, which was
Right.
like maybe one road away. My
Right.
partner at the time would go and do the shopping and do the outside stuff, but I personally would never really leave the house. It was just music.
wow,
Yeah,
yeah.
they were my best years.
Listen, better years are coming.
I know. Yes.
This is a different. You are different. You're a different individual now, and
Resilience.
That's what it is. Very resilient. So you've
And,
embraced
and
who you
balance. I
are.
realize balance is very, very important.
Yeah.
It's very important to have balance.
You've got to create that balance for yourself so that you don't get to that place of being overwhelmed, which
Right.
many of us do. We feel like we've got to
Yeah, we
fix
do.
everything in a certain amount of time. And if we don't do it, then all hell's going to break loose. Sometimes you've got to breathe, loose in your belt and just say to yourself, you know what? Let me just take some time out, even if it's an hour or two, breathe so that
Yeah.
you can put your best work in. And then you don't end up getting too overwhelmed by the things that
Yeah.
you love to do, because you obviously love what you do,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. So yeah, you have to respect it, and it will respect you back.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely. Well,
Sharon.
Morpheus, listen, again, it's my pleasure. You are my new friend. Well, you're
Thank
our
you.
friend now. I know Daniel and I know Morpheus. I literally got to know the two individuals
And
and
the
know
two are
that
different from each other, right?
Yes,
right.
yes, the two are they're very very
So
different.
anytime you speak to him, we say, am I speaking to Daniel or
Daniel or
Morpheus?
Morpheus?
Can you please clarify?
That's exactly what's going to happen because you
Please
never
clarify.
know. Look, we might have some collaborations going on. You never know, my friend.
Do me a favor,
Thank
Sharon.
you.
Read this comment by DJ Maestro, please. My eyes are
DJ
blurry.
Maestro says, what an awesome brother, down to earth, creating brilliant music and productions. Keep on your journey, sir.
Thank you, Maestro.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks to everybody else who logged into the show today. Again, before you all leave the building, I just want you to listen to this young lady.
Like, share, subscribe.
That's what she said. Like, share, subscribe.
You heard the lady.
Sharon, I'm going to let you have the last say before. Listen, Morpheus, I salute you, sir,
Thank you once again.
for all
It's
the
been an
work
honor.
you're doing and for all that you're going to continue to do. As a
Plenty
matter
more
of
to come.
fact, I listened to your works, No Flowers, No Rain, No Flowers.
Mhm.
Brilliant album. And it
Mhm.
wasn't what I was expecting, but I was able to sit down in my quietness and I enjoyed the whole album.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, we're going to close with one of those songs, the title song of that album. All right. Sharon, where I say?
Well, I just want to say, I think Morpheus needs to say real quick how people can get in touch with you if they're looking for new music or whatever they want in production. You need to tell them.
It's pretty much on. What am I on? Instagram, Facebook, Twitter at Morpheus
Morpheus,
UK.
that's it. That's it.
Morfius UK. That's me.
Mhm.
Okay, folks,
But
you
yeah,
heard.
message me, send me a DM,
Mhm.
whatever it is. I'm here. I'm open.
Mhm.
I'm happy to work with anyone as long as the energy's right and the vibes is good. I'm here to work.
Tell me something. Do you do mastering?
I do. It's not necessarily a service I offer,
Mm-hmm.
but I can do. I
Okay.
can do. Mastering is a kind of like a whole nother
That's a
realm.
whole another realm.
Right,
Yeah, but
right.
I guess the kind of the way I work is more like it's incorporated with my mixing.
Yes.
Right.
I'm thinking about the master pretty much like within the first half an hour of the mix. I'm
I'm
starting to
with
look
you.
at the other end, the top end of the master. So it's
Mm.
kind of incorporated. I've not really done too many masters where something's been mixed or recorded somewhere else and
Right,
then I have to master it.
right.
I think I do think at that point you do need to have a really good room.
Right.
Really, my room's okay. I'm used to my room, but I'm used to
Mhm.
my sound as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I always say to people, if it's something that okay, you want me to do because you
Mhm.
like my sound, I'm happy to do it. But
Okay.
I wouldn't call myself a mastering engineer.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Because I have some works that I want to master, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Like I say,
Okay.
I'm always open to it. If I feel I can do it, then
Yeah.
I'll put myself. Well, I won't agree to something unless I can feel I can 100% do what you're
I'm,
looking for.
I'm
Mhm.
with you. I'm with you. Well, we're gonna exit the building.
Yes.
Carnival is tomorrow. Is it tomorrow? Yes, tomorrow and Monday.
So, yeah,
And
Is
then
it?
yes,
I believe so.
yes, tomorrow. Is it? Yes, it is tomorrow and
Carnival
Monday.
weekend.
I thought it was. I always, all the years of living in England, it was always the end of the month, so we're doing it a week
Right.
before. But the 31st doesn't fall on the weekend. Is that the reason why?
Yeah.
Maybe. Maybe. Yeah.
And then I do believe
If I'm right.
we're not going to be here next week, but I think we're back on. I have to check it out. But we have a couple of good shows coming up with some legends and so forth coming up. So we're going to get out of here. Before we do that, I do want to play and end with this: No Rain, No Flowers. So check out this, and we will be back very soon.
ERB Radio Podcast.
There was a time I thought about giving up and throwing the towel, but God threw the towel right back. Asked me, am I gonna quit? To be honest, I wasn't sure about that, so I took it back. Up and down, round and round, my head in a circle, trying hard to fight off the attacks. Felt like no one had my back, so much more to unpack, so I checked the facts. Am I blessed? Yeah. Am I stressed? No. Heard a voice say, you don't have to worry no more. I don't have to worry no more. No. No rain, no flowers, no pain, no gain. No rain, no flowers, no pain, no gain.
SPRB Radio Podcast.
Well, all I can say is slide.